I'm here. Hello, everybody. It's working. All right, I'm going to mute myself so I don't sound like a complete craziness. I'm going to go a little bit low so I can hear myself a little bit. All right, 3 people watching. What's up, peoples? Oh my God, it's been so long. All right, let's see if I can change this around to a not picture of my butt. There we go. I'm back. I am back. It is time to party. Got Tube77 Justin 3D. Somerset, thank you so much for coming by. All right, let's go back to this view. I am going to change my channel name. I've already decided on the name, and I'm going to hear myself. Okay. Can you guys name the city? Name that city. Let's see what we got. Try to keep this on top. That won't stay on top. Let's see what we got here. Wide cam. Scene. Stay there. Just stay on that one. Let's do that. If I change back, is it going to go crazy on me here? Not Chicago. No, no, no. Pick a coast. Anyways, okay. Getting closer. I am actually in San Diego. Go ahead and turn this thing off here. Let me see what we got. I'm going to try to talk to the camera some more. No. So that I can get used to this setup. I have a new setup here. Let me see if I can switch over to my videos. I want to be able to watch my own chat in my phone. Hey, it's working. Okay. I wonder if I count as one of my viewers. Okay, I got my own chat on my phone. Now I can actually chat up here and not worry about looking at the computer back there. So, hey guys, it's John here again. I'm back. I've been busy doing stuff. It's been kind of a crazy last 6 months or so, but I've had a good time, and I haven't forgot about 3D printing. In fact, I've done a lot of 3D printing. I still got the mic here. And I'm ready to get back into the whole video thing because there's a lot of good people out there. I want to try to be as good as they are, and I want to be good for myself, and it's going to be a good time, and we're going to make some cool stuff. I've got a bunch of printers. I've got a TronXY X1, the old classic reliable one, $110 machine, something like that. One of my personal favorites. Thank you so much, TronXY. Then I have a Zonestar here that I got for a review from GearBest. Not a great machine, not someone's first machine. If you're doing dual, probably not your first machine you'd want to pick. So I might I'm gonna do a review on that. But bottom line is, it's like 4.5 out of 10 stars. Okay, it's just not something that you would want to purchase for the price. There's new stuff on the market that's much cheaper. But if it's your only choice, you're good for it. It's basically a Prusa knockoff. Let's see how else we got. Also, I still have the CR10. Let me switch sides here. CR10 is my baby girl. She has been doing so well. I parked this in my public library on my base for about 6 months. I left that thing there, and they just abused it hard. They ran that thing hard, and it was become one of their most reliable machines. and they have some Lulz bots, Taz's, and Minis, and I think they have a Flash Forge Pro. But this is the machine they relied on the most in that public library. We made thousands and thousands of items through this. So they learned how to 3D print on a very consistent machine, and I got to park it there for a while. And I have a whole bunch of upgrades. I got Amazon Prime Day. I had some gift cards laying around, some from family stuff. So I got some Prime Day gifts that I'm ready to upgrade. I've had it for about a year now. It's time to upgrade, and all my other machines are going to inherit the CR10's parts. So my favorite machine is the CR10, just in 3D. See how many other people we have here watching. Oh God, look, the chat pops right up on the window. I didn't know that. So I've taken that out since I saw Lydia's. I do it back here. You can see I have the Palette Plus, Mosiac Palette Plus. I did have to purchase that. That was, I bought that like 3 or 4 months ago, and it finally came in. So it is interesting, to say the least. It is very interesting. The piece I had printed, the only thing I've actually printed off of it was a 4-color dragon. This is the purge block from the 4-color dragon that is smaller than this purge block. So the purge block for a 4-color print is incredibly large. That's why one of the things I bought for the upgrades was an E3D hot end, so that I could actually maybe have faster transitions, use smaller purge areas. That way I get a smaller purge block. So that's fun. Okay, so Tube 77, what's the best thing you've 3D printed? This is a hard question that every 3D printer owner has. For me, the best thing I've ever made were all the kits I assembled and kitted out for rep wraps back in 2012, 2013, 2014. I actually got my start on Kickstarter. I fell in love with 3D printing back in 2011 very quickly. I did a Kickstarter in January of 2012. And then I started, or was it 2011? And then I started kitting out parts after I bought some parts off of a IRL, the web chat rooms, like, and I bought them from another 3D printer guy. And do I still have them? Yeah, it was the Prusa Mendel was my first machine. I tried to do the Cells Mendel, but it was way too complicated, way too many nuts and bolts. By the time I got into 3D printing, Prusa had stepped in and provided his upgrades. So the Prusa Mendel was my first machine I actually built. It was also the first machine I printed. So that is the coolest thing I ever made, because I hope that those 36 or 48 kits I've sent out across the world, people that helped me out on Kickstarter to purchase the parts, all the tools I ever needed, about $3,500 on Kickstarter. I made about 35 kits for other people. So that's the coolest thing I've ever printed. Plus, there's things that are just like useful. I prefer to make things that are useful, and Iron Man stuff. Have I? Justin 3D says, do I have to replace any parts from the CR10 yet? No, I haven't had to replace any of the original parts from the CR10. One of my most popular videos is the CR10 mod you must do, or something, 14,000 views as of right now. But it was stupid because I made a mistake. I didn't know about an eccentric nut. I had never heard of an eccentric nut on a rail system. None of my machines were rail systems, so I didn't know about the eccentric nut. What are you going to do? I didn't know you can just twist that little nut, so I ended up using one of those triangular little devices that I ended up using on the TronXY as well to tighten it up, and that's the only thing I've replaced the CR10. You can also notice, now, you can't unsee it now that I'll tell you about it, but I had to remove the little lining there from the inside so that it would fit down there. So that's the only reason this side doesn't have the rail lining. So, let's see, Justin T, I got Justin. Best thing I've ever printed. I wonder how many other people are watching right now. Tube 77 says, I'm thinking about getting a 3D printer. How do you think I should start? Wow. Okay, this is the number one. As soon as someone learns about 3D printing, the first thing that goes off in their head is, why do I need this machine? Legitimately asking, what is the purpose of 3D printing? I don't see why I need it. Then you explain a few things to them, and then they're like, can I print this? You're like, yeah, you can print that. And they're like, can I print this? Yeah, probably, with certain materials. I'm like, oh my God. And then the fire just goes off, and it's like that meme with the brain blowing up. You can print a lot of things. And then the next question is, how do I get started? I would suggest going for a mid-range 3D printer. For me, with the CR10. Low range is like TronXY X1. $100, kit it, build it yourself. Kind of need some mods out of the box. Won't be perfect out of the box. That's lowest possible range. For me, that's like children with supervision should be buying that machine. Or a hobbyist that's okay building a hobby machine that already has a 3D printer. And then you have really expensive machines that are like Robo, or the ones that are over $1,000, printer bot, the ones that are supposed to be pulled out of the box, plop it down and go. Those ones are, I would consider, high range for hobbyists. Then you have the mid range. For me, that is the CR10, the Ender 2, the Ender 3. I believe that's out now. I haven't been keeping up on all of the new 3D printers because I'm happy with what I have, and I'm focusing on repairing the ones I got. So I would go for anything between $300 to $500 to $600. It just really depends on what you want to do. So let's see. Justin, Tube 77, what are you trying to build? That should be the question. Don't come out the question with what machine is going to build or make the things I need. Think about what do I need to build, and then come to the question with what machine can provide that service. So start with the end result in mind. What am I currently working on? So what I'm currently working on is getting my studio set back up. I want to review this and send this out to a coworker that I said I'd hook him up with a 3D printer out in Austin. He got out of the military, and I want to send it to him. So Sergeant White, if you're out there, I'm working on it. I'm going to get it out to you. I really don't want to hang on to this machine, but I want to make sure it's good enough for you to actually get started on 3D printing. So that's one thing I'm doing. I'm also working with my public library. I just did a 3D printer workshop with them, and there was a lot of children there and some moms and then some military service members in the back, but they're all very interested in 3D printing and how the military can integrate with that. And I encourage all the mothers to actually get their kids into STEM or STEAM, CAD and 3D drawing and engineering, because I think that they're going to be the next generation that can actually think in 3 dimensions, and they're the ones that are going to use this technology much more powerfully than we do, because maybe we're too old. So just like the way that the people that invented computers didn't know how we would be using them in 30 years, now they're using computers in ways that the people that designed them never imagined. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing some education. Ender 3, I'll be honest, I haven't watched a lot of reviews on Ender 3 because I'm perfectly fine with what I have, and I tend not to go looking and shopping for new things just so I don't get buyer's remorse for what I already do. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, go to Joel, 3D Printing Nerd. He does all the reviews for all the 3D printers. That's not really what I do here because I don't have a lot of 3D printers. I'm kind of more of a maintenance kind of guy that will teach you how to keep your machines up, upgrade them, stuff like that. If I had an Ender 3, I would review it for you, but I don't have one. I'm sure it's a fine machine. Justin 3D, I just like printing really functional stuff. I agree. One thing I struggle with is, what is the point of 3D printing in reality? Because yeah, I can make a 3D printer, but then what? And then if it just keeps replicating, okay, that's just fulfilling its own destiny. Like let's make something really functional. And so you see a lot of people talking about, if you put anything with children in 3D printing or prosthetics in 3D printing, you're immediately going to hit the news. So if you have a child that printed their own 3D printed hand, news. But what I'm really excited about, and I hope the YouTube algorithm doesn't hit me for this, is that starting in 2 days, weapons will be legal to download. I don't know about 3D print, but they'll be legal to distribute the designs for 3D printed guns. I did print the Liberator just to see what it would look like. Never got it fitted or never got put around in it. It was not a good design. Just like any first iteration, it just wasn't a good design. But I'm excited to see how that works out. The politics, I'm not really interested in talking about. People are going to make dangerous weapons. You can make a zip gun from Home Depot, but I would like to be able to see what where that leads. Just in 3D. So how far are you from Edwards Air Force Base? Okay, Google. How far away is Edwards Air Force Base? "182 miles away." I'm 182 miles away from Edwards. I'm in San Diego. So that's why. I want to print upgrades for my printer to get useful parts and projects. Yeah, that's what the point is. My next project is printing a mostly printed CNC. I'm sure that's cool. CNC's got its own very good strengths. I hope it goes well, because if you build a CNC, then you can build parts for even a stronger 3D printer or even bigger, and they kind of just like go into each other. But you know, for me, I think 3D printing should be about making something that would be expensive, cheap, or something that would be widely unavailable, very available. So to me, that is the cool part of 3D printing, that it lowers the barrier for what you need to get, whether that be finances, availability, or industrial or intellectual property. It lowers that barrier. So what the printing press did for the written word, I believe that's what 3D printers do for physical objects. And if you think about like some inventors of the past, they had to go to like industrial people to make molds, injection molding, and get like, they spent thousands of dollars just seeing if that prototype would work. And that's where I think 3D printing really is powerful, because now we can just do that in our own little places, and we don't have to tell anybody about it, and we can make what we want, and then we can come up with a good design and right out of the gate have a better design. That's why it's called rapid prototyping. My next project is Just in 3D says, I want to mix woodworking that I already do with 3D printing. Yeah, I don't have a space for a woodworking workshop, but I have seen some stuff on Thingiverse and My Mini Factory that is about adding jigs to materials. So you have like more permanent jigs and like tools. You can see I've got the pegboard up here. I'm going to have a pegboard. I'm going to use a 3D printed pegboard holders and stuff up there. So what kind of woodworking do you like to do? And like, what are you doing to document it? I really believe in documenting your success and failures. If you go back, please go back and watch. And if you're watching this not live, I'll put a link here to a playlist to some of my famous failures. I'll put that right there. But failure is way more interesting than the success. So let's see what you're failing at, and then you'll build a community around that. NJ Printing's here. Thanks, NJ Printing. Thanks for coming by. Start asking some questions here. Just in 3D, I'm an AutoCAD and Fusion 360 user for 20 years. Oh, I barely know Fusion 360. Some of the things I've actually designed on Fusion 360. Let's see. It's going to come off. Anyways, I'll just flip it around. Okay, I don't know if you can tell too much on this potato cam, but this Zonestar dual extruder came with two very small spool holders. So I actually 3D printed those, but I designed them myself too. 1 second, let me see if I can find a screwdriver. I'm still getting set up here in the shop. Just bear with me while I get this one off. There we go. So the spool holder for the Zonestar that I got for free from Maker Gear or GearBest came with this. A piece of acrylic would be right here, and this is what they expected your spool to sit on. No. So in Fusion 360, I designed this little device to fit with an already existing piece that would fit through there and just barely fit on. But Still not long enough for most spools, so I would have to just adjust that. And then I just kind of gave up on the idea, and I just used an external spool holder. Like this little, this is the best spool holder I've ever made out of plastic, out of tubes. This is the open source or open spool holder. I'm not sure what it's called, but this is the most reliable spool holder I've ever had. And I use it for all these two machines here. Let's see. What brand of filament do I use and what type from Tube 77? I use, it's called Shaxon, S-H-A-X-O-N. And the reason I use that is because they sell it at Fry's near my house. There's a Fry's Electronics near my house. They have a 3D printing zone. And that's why I use that 3D printer filament. But I did used to use, before I had a local supplier, and I still would if I needed some special colors, would be Ultimachine. Ultimachine.com. They have all the filaments. It was just basic colors, just like an 8-crown pack of PLA filament. That's all I needed. But someone that you should look up if you're looking at more types of filament would be Lydia from LE3D. She's around. She's just look for LE3D. I think that's it. She just changed her name recently, but Lydia, and she does a lot of filament reviews. I've heard good things about Matter Hackers, good things about Protopasta. There's just too much filament out there now. There's just so much filament out in the world that it's impossible to make a good recommendation. Just try them all, and just, you know, most important thing is that it's dry. That original looks weak. Spool holders are fun to design. Yeah, so this whole machine is weak to begin with. When I get into the review, but basically, this is an all-metal A-net A8. Instead of acrylic, they made all the parts out of metal, which sounds good, but you realize that metal still flexes just like acrylic sometimes. Okay. So, I don't know how many people are actually watching right now. Only 3? That doesn't seem right. Hey guys, what's up? Hey guys, what's up? John here again. Let's see what we got. We got 6 people watching. Why does it keep flipping back? Does anyone know why OBS keeps flipping back and forth between scenes when I don't want it to? I pop out to check this, and then it goes, give it time, boom, just like that. Why? Why do you do this to me? OBS, you are the worst. I do not want to transition. Keyboard hotkeys. What the fuck? It's not touching anything. I don't see my keyboard. None. Anyways, I'll figure it out later. So this is a beautiful view of San Diego. You can get one of these at IKEA if you live in this area, probably. And the reason I put this up there, you guys still hear me? Tube, just keep printing or showing stuff. Just put it up there for yourself, man. Like that's why I started this channel. It was not for anybody else other than my Kickstarter backers. Just make your own stuff, man. Don't worry about what other people want to see. Okay, so something I want to talk to you guys about. I'll announce it here. I'm going to switch this to wide cam. Okay. So I've been doing a lot of thinking, and my YouTube channel name is complete garbage. I made it when I was like way younger. I think it was like 8 years ago, something like that. I was into geocaching. I still love geocaching if I can get into it. Droid was the most powerful phone on the internet in the world at that time. Maybe not including iPhone, but the original Droid, Droid 1. I have the Droid 1. I still know where it is, and it still works. And John is my name. So Geo Droid John. That's why I use this name. Never thought I'd need it. And if you go back to like one of my first videos, it was just about geocaching, about like a video game style geocache, which almost like Pokemon Go, but like way worse than Pokemon Go. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm changing my channel name. It's already a done deal. I'm already set up. It's already been purchased. It's already been arranged. So don't go try stealing my stuff, guys. But from now on, I'm going to be changing my channel name. The intro is going to be, what's up 3D printer people? John here again with Print from SD 3D. That's going to be my new channel name, Print from SD 3D. So that's my big announcement, and I was very anxious about changing it over, but I'll maybe be making a few videos. I don't feel like I have enough consistent followers to really care about a video about a name change. I know that it's probably going to drop a lot of subscribers, but I'm not here for subscribers. I'm here for the people that are interested in actually learning about 3D printers, working on them, upgrading them, keeping them running, and maybe getting some upgrades and making a lot of mistakes. So that's my new channel name. It's going to be Print from SD. Like on everybody's printer, there's a little button that says Print from SD. Okay, Google, turn on the CR10. Yeah, you can. Okay, Google, fire it up. I guess not. Okay. So I guess I messed up the Google Home app, but let me just turn on the CR10 real quick. Where's my app? I had a whole, if you look at my last video, I had a whole thing when I turn it on. So let's turn on the CR10. And the reason I picked that name, Print from SD, is because in most people's 3D printers with an external or an onboard control box, there is a panel or a menu button for Print from SD. So I figured, hey, I'll put my channel name in everybody's printer. That way, when they see it, they're like, yeah, that sounds familiar. And then I had to add the 3D because if you look for Print from SD on YouTube, there's just a lot of other things that get caught up. So where are we at? Come on back. Google don't like me, yeah. Sounds like a good name. Will this one change or will it be a new one? This channel's name is going to change from GeoDroid John to Print from SD 3D. So the domain name that you search when you search for user might still be GeoDroid John under the actual URL, but you'll just be able to find me under Print from SD 3D. And I'll give it like 30 days before I actually do a complete change. But I wanted to upload a bunch of consistent videos talking about the change so that it starts reaching more and more people. One Raz, you say Google don't like you. Oh yeah, my whole thing there. I'll have to figure out what's going on with the Google Home app. It works really cool when I do get it working, because it is like Iron Man music and they all come on like one at a time, tung 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 tung, all of them, boom 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 boom, across the board. So I think that's pretty cool. I do have a question for you though. Anybody out there know about like, power and electricity, and how much can I send through a power strip? How much energy can I send through a power strip? Can I power basically 3 individual 3D printers and a Mosiac palette plus through one power strip? I don't know. They all have, the 2 of them have heated beds. CR10, I got the Zonestar. I'm not sure, I don't know math about power and stuff. So if anybody out there knows about power and electricity, tell me if what would happen if I powered up 3D printers and actually ran them, not just turned them on, but actually did a print with something to actually blow up. Okay. Most power strips are 15 amps. So does that mean like one thing can be printed or run at full 15 amps? I don't know. I hope not. I hope I don't have to buy an individual power strip for every single one of them. That'd really suck. Those things are expensive. All right, so what did you guys get for Prime Day? You guys pick up any cool stuff for Prime Day, 3D printers? Yeah, I have a kilowatt little device I used to have from a long time ago. You can plug it into each individual device, figure out how much power it draws. So I think I'll dig that up out of storage and I'll bring that back here and I'll plug it in and see if I can print through it. It's not a big deal. I just don't I don't want to keep things plugged in all the time, especially like the TronXY doesn't have a power switch. It just stays on. If it's plugged in, it's just on. But the CR10 and the Zonestar, they can stay active. So I'll test each one of those. So that's pretty much the big news, is that I've got a new studio, I've got a new name, I've got a bunch of videos coming out. I have a habit of making a bunch of footage, getting a bunch of footage out there, and then just keeping it in like on my phone or on the computer, and never really editing. I hate editing. I like building 3D printers. I don't want to be an editor. I don't want to be a filmographer. All my videos have just been me holding my phone and recording what I'm doing and then upload immediately. But that growth is not going to get you to monetized on YouTube, because no one wants to watch a potato cam. They want to see polished with vector graphics and awesome intros and super cool sound effects. And it's just, man, you can't make it on YouTube like you used to, where you can just potato cam it up and just make money on it. So I'm trying to get back in the partner program. So go back and watch all my videos if you like 3D printing. And then we could talk about it. And then we could talk about what kind of printers you want. So somebody asked earlier, what printer should I get? Let me see. Who said that? I can't remember who asked, but if you're interested in buying a 3D printer, what are you trying to build from it? So let's talk about that. What are you trying to make from your 3D printers? Because if you're going to make small figurines for like Dungeons and Dragons, I wouldn't recommend getting a CR10. It's probably not refined enough. It doesn't have what's a small enough voxels. You guys aware of that phrase now, voxels? It's a volumetric version of pixel. So instead of 4K pixels, we're going to be talking about 4K voxels on a print bed. How many individual micro steps each axis can take. Let's see. Use the watt tester and convert the watt using a pi to get the current for each printer. Okay, I'll try that. One Raz, welcome to the chat. I have a tester that does watts and amps. It makes it easy to find out what I need to know. Awesome. Thank you guys. I knew I could reach out to you and come up with some good answers about that stuff. So let me slide over here, because I'm so old and overweight. I don't want to stand up too much longer. All right. So let's talk about some things that we have seen. Have you guys seen the Thomas Solander one about vector printing? Have you seen that? How cool is that? You can make the external skin, and probably the internals too, a design from just the way your print speeds up or slows down. You can literally put like a texture on your 3D printed parts so that a vase would feel more bumpy in certain areas, and like you could see a pattern coming from that. Isn't that amazing? The vector printing, that is so cool. Velocity painting, yeah. So I'm going to really dig into that. I think that one of the things I'm going to do in this channel a lot is just take what these, all-star 3D printer channels do and try to do it myself, because it's really one thing just to watch it happen and say that's pretty cool. It's another thing to actually try to put it into practice. These guys have been doing it for a long time, and for you to go out and just do something, maybe there's, I find a lot of experts aren't very good at talking to the layman and actually saying things in a way or explaining things in a way that a first-timer or an amateur can understand. For example, I try to follow along with Angus's from Maker's Muse's tutorial on Fusion 360, and he was clicking and going through things so fast. I literally slowed down the video to like quarter time, and I could not keep up with what he was doing. I need to see what you are clicking on. And people, we kind of like compact things into bigger packages, like multiple steps into one thing, you say, okay, well, just, you know, flip this. And then you're like, oh, okay, how do I flip it? And it's 6 different actions. So I think I'm going to start taking some of these bigger YouTube channels and breaking down what they're doing and seeing how easy it actually is for us, the laymen's, that actually never have done it. Because if you're anything like me, you just like 3D printing. Yeah. You like watching Lars for Fusion 360? Send me a link. Send me a link to from Lars's Fusion 360. You know, it's just like, I want to learn Fusion 360. I want to learn Tinkercad. I know that's like the first thing most people do is Tinkercad, but I recently saw that you can add like little knobs and like connectors into existing 3D prints so that they can snap together. And I was like, oh, cool, that'd be perfect for my Iron Man costume that I'm printing at the library on my base, so that I wouldn't have to worry about glues and adhesives and blah, 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 blah. So if I can just build in snaps, that'd be cool to go. Pretty cool. Let's see what I got here. Let me see. Oh, I got some 3D printed parts. Hang on. Do I? Oh, sorry, tablet. Nope, I don't have any 3D printed parts on me right now. I've actually put them in storage, so I don't have them right now. No links allowed. Okay, well, in the comments before or after this video is done, just put it in there and I'll figure it out. Okay, so we got a few people here watching. That's kind of cool. This is just a fun hangout. Let's see. Is anybody else out there streaming live? Let's see. I want to see if I can actually go. I like to do this thing where I drop into other people's streams. What is going on here? Why does it? I want it to stay on this view. Why does it not stay on this view? Just stay on this view. Just stay here. Where'd you guys go? 3 watching now? Damn. I'm so popular. Think about how weird it is that there's like 3 people watching. If you just had 3 people just standing around you in your room, that'd be kind of weird, right? Right. Okay, let's see how long it takes for it to switch back. There it goes. Oh, God. Why do you hate me? OBS. Stay on this one. I want to stay on this one. How do I do that? How do I stay on one thing? I'm going to slide this over. Boom. Got you. And there it is again. Cool, 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 cool. So anytime I click on YouTube, it flips it. Swear to God. I need some help right here, guys. You know what? Fine. You're gonna make me do it. You're gonna make me do it. There, I'll just switch the camera from the wide view to this view. Now, what are you gonna do? Awesome. I win. Let's go back to YouTube. Let's see. So, while I'm looking this up on the Mosiac, you guys interested in that Mosiac thing? That Palette Plus thing? The thing that makes a lot of individual, or fuses individual filaments into one thing? That's kind of cool, right? Except, look at all the fucking trash. Sorry for the kids out there. Look at all the trash you end up making from it. And you have to have it set up a special way. Right here. You need to have a whole thing just to pull it into the machine. very complicated for the setup. The pallet needs to be a certain few feet away from the actual extruder so the tube can slide back and forth. Oh, it's not a great system. So, I mean, it's cool, but it's not a great system. Okay, anybody else live? So I was looking at the CRX 3D printer from Joel. You guys seen that? He didn't even review it. He didn't like it the way that they treat like testers and reviewers as like beta testers. So he just didn't review it. He's like, yeah, I got it for free, and then said, no, I'm not going to do your dirty work, Creality. Get your machine right and then come back. Which, that's big props to him because I know he's a busy guy. So that's really cool. Man, no one said anything in a long time. I feel like, I love to talk to each one of you guys. Let's talk. Let's talk. I like making geared things. I do see, let me switch this over. I do like this. These gears that they make. I think that's kind of cool. Slide that down. So I like making physical manifestations of gears. So I like to actually print those out and understand how things work. Let's see. People bitching about the Mark III for some reason. If you don't like it, just print out a different part. I don't get it. Here's the velocity painting. For anybody that hasn't seen the velocity painting yet, I'm going to scrub this just to get to the area. Tom, don't flag my video. This is just so I can show your awesome video to other people. Let me see. So he takes these patterns and somehow gets them inserted into. Oh wait. Like that. I think that's just the coolest thing ever. So actually being able to print on the walls without designing it like that, that's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. And then you can go to Skillshare and not ever use it, because I did that once and I still have it for no reason. Okay, we're back. Oh my god, everywhere you place the mouse, you're gonna get you're gonna go on to the next video. Okay. OneRaz, I don't have a video capture card, but I just share my live desktop. So like this, I can do that. There's nothing here that I'm worried about you guys seeing. So the downside is the ability to mix different types of materials. Is yeah, you can't actually mix for the palette. You can actually mix in like nylon, PTG. It's got a formula to handle the purge of each one of those filaments. I just don't have it. I don't screw with that yet, but they have shown that as a demonstration piece. But the purge just takes forever. This is just for a simple 4-color print out of all the same material. And yeah, you could say that it's this large because it wasn't tuned in quite yet. It didn't know the minimum amount of purge you would need to actually have a good purge. Also, I'm going to be replacing the extruder on the CR10 because I believe it's a little bit wider than than it needs to be. So I'm hoping that the E3D hot end that I ordered, is that in here somewhere? I don't have it here. Oh, there. Yeah. E3D. I'm hoping that it has a much narrower and smaller melt pool, meaning that it will purge faster. So, hello, LE 3D Printing. She's the one you guys should talk to about filaments. She's a filament review. And it's late. You should be in bed. So I did get some accessories. This is just like, I mean, it was not that expensive. I had some gift cards from family that I hadn't used from Amazon. And then I got 2 micro SD to standard D converters. And that's mainly for the TronXY, because the TronXY has it all the way in the very back, very uncomfortable to get to. And then I will plug this into the CR10 just to make it a little bit easier, and maybe I don't have to worry about losing it so much. What are your guys' solution to getting files on your SD cards? Do you just, use the adapter, or do you have something cool like Wi-Fi transfer? That needs to be a thing. So I don't have Raspberry Pi on any of my machines, so I don't want to screw with that. Yeah, pick one of these up. LA3D, she says that this is one of the things she's going to grab. It's like $5. What are you waiting for? Just get it done. And yeah, I popped out the same 2 pillars out of that box that you did, so we're on the same track. Yeah, E3D ones are really good, I've heard, but I've never upgraded any extruder on any machine ever, because they all just seem to work. And I take my time. I don't take a lot of risk with my filament. I don't go too cold. I don't go too hot. They all just seem to last for a very long time. I have some machines. I have, I've had about 15 3D printers over the last 8 years, and not including the ones I've sold or built and sold for other people. So LE3D printing is hunting me down for the filament maker. The let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see. YouTube. Can you guys watch this while I do this? Anybody out there know why OBS will not let me leave the scene the way I want it, and it makes... Let me see, am I coming up? Oh, I'm in the front page, bro! I'm in the front page. Oh, look at that. This is my filament maker. Let me see if I can scrub it. Don't. Ah, fuck. Sorry. Okay, so I do have a filament maker. That's the Filabot from Kickstarter, which they literally just send you the hardware and tell you to get a piece of wood to glue it to. So check this out. So that's it right there. And basically, you have the hopper here, got the motor driver here, a socket, and then it goes onto an auger through a pipe with a flange fitting, a piece of wood, power supply. You got a thermistor controller, and it pushes the filament beads all the way through here to the hot end, wrapped in nichrome, and then over a fan that is potato mounted, and then through these 2 washers that is potato mounted. But this is not an ideal case. I want to make a new case for it so it looks cleaner, it looks safer. It does in fact make filament. Yes, I have made filament and I have used it to make beautiful prints. They look like glass, they look like crystal using the clear filament that comes out of this thing. But the machine is slow. It takes up a lot of space. It needs to be elevated at least 45 degrees. They do sell an optional upgrade to their new system now, where you can actually it will collect the filament with an infrared scanner and roll a motor to actually pull it up just in time. So it's actually it does work, but right now you need virgin materials. So you need virgin beads to go in there. I think theoretically in the future, if you clean things well enough and made them small enough, you could in fact do smaller stuff. But hey, guess what? Joel already covered this in another video. Look, right there. Hang on, right there. He already did it. He already covered this whole topic. And look, that one, I don't know where he got that. The Fifil Evo filament extruder arrived, and I was excited. I have a collection of failed prints and supports I'm hoping to make. So that's a thing. I don't get the free stuff, so I actually have to make my own stuff. Hi, Joel. I don't know why, but you actually do tune in sometimes. I'm so envious of you, and I want to be at that level, but I'm just not there, and there can only be one. and that is you. Maybe when I get a bigger place and I get out of the military, maybe I can do that too. But it's good to learn from the master, and I hope that I get to actually make a living off of YouTube. I do have a business plan for 3D printing. You guys want to hear it? You guys want to hear about my plan to make money off of doing what I love? Jim Squirrel's here. He says, Jim, did you try to call me on Google Hangouts? Was that you? I think you tried to call me the last month, and I was like, who the heck is trying to call me on Google Hangouts? LE 3D printing is getting crazy for the Mosiac filament, or the filament maker. Justin 3Ds, can you recycle filament? Yes, you could theoretically, but Jim says Google Precious plastics, my friend. Yeah, that's what I was using. It's super cheap. If you need to make a lot of things, if like say you have a big project and you need to go super cheap, you get this filament maker, you can make literally a ton of filament for pennies on the dollar compared to prepared filament. If it's just like a big project, you just need to crank out huge parts, and that, you know, the filament maker is going to work. In fact, somebody hit me up asking me for advice on it on Instagram, and I never got back to them. So for the ones that are new to my channel right now, let me see how many people are actually watching. I got 7 people watching. Damn. That's kind of weird, man. It's like you guys are standing in my little studio watching me talking to a camera. 6. No, it says 7. Leave me alone. Come on, man. Why gotta shoot me down like that? Yeah, you should be in bed. What are you even doing up? Isn't it like even later there? You're in North Dakota or something. Anyway, I'm gonna change the channel name for those of you that are just joined. I'm gonna change it. I'm going to print from SD 3D. That's going to be my new channel name, because the old name was just like, you know, one of my first YouTube names I ever came up with off a whim, just to set up an account. But now it's going to be Print from SD 3D. So my new intro is going to be like, what's up, 3D printer people? Welcome to Print from 3D. What's up, 3D printer people? Welcome to Print from SD 3D. My name is John, your host. And today we're going to be, bam, and I'm not sponsored. 12:43 in Oklahoma, sipping beers, and saw your live streaming. That's cool. Let's see what we got here. I am on Instagram as Print from 3D, or Print from SD 3D. I am on Twitch. I am on Facebook. I am on Twitter now. So there's nothing there yet, but you can go follow me on Print from 3D or Print from SD 3D. I wanted to just Print from SD because it's print from SD card, or Print from San Diego, which I'm also doing. So I'm doing both things. It's crazy. So there's people already following me on Instagram right now. I haven't posted anything, but I will be much more professional about it. I will open the shop and I will make it work. I will not be changing. I'm going to change GeoDroid John. I'm just going to change the title to Print from SD 3D. But I don't think they're going to let me change the URL. So you just have to, you can still find me by searching GeoDroid John. It's time has come and gone, and things have changed in my life, and it's time to move on from that stuff. Let's see. Let me ask you this though: who do you guys follow on Instagram? Where do you go to get your 3D printing media? You tell me. Let's go. And oh, the other reason I'm actually doing this live stream is so that I can just the other reason I'm doing this live stream is so I can get watch time. So you guys know about they took away the creators program from a lot of people, and now we need like 24,000 minutes of watch time to be put ads and stuff on our videos. So if you're here, you probably like 3D printing. If you like 3D printing, you're probably going to like to see me fail and build a bunch of potato machines from like early 2011s. So I highly recommend you just go back and watch me build a rep wrap. A rep wrap is a replicating rapidly self-building 3D printer, meaning that you could just print the parts. This is commonplace now. Many machines, even production machines, have 3D printed parts because it's just dumb not to use 3D printed parts if they work. But back in my day, you could actually make a whole printer out of 3D printed parts. It's the only way to make one in your house. So you had to make the parts, and you got them from a buddy. And I got a set of parts from a buddy, and I made them. And that's how I got my start in 3D printing. I should actually probably just do like a channel trailer. I don't have a channel trailer, but like I said earlier, I don't like editing. I don't like video production. I like 3D printing. I like building 3D printers. I don't like all the other stuff that comes with it. So I come to the realization that I am not a 3D printing YouTuber. I am a 3D printer guy that does YouTube. Yeah. So that's fun. Let's see. Justin3D says currently working on a Raise Into Plus clone. At least the size. That's the Raise 3D is a big machine, right? That's like a big cabinet machine, right? That's really cool. And if you guys are experiencing any lag, I do have this video set up to minimum latency. I did excuse me. I did notice that on LE 3D printing, her live stream, it was a little bit behind, which is the normal setting, but I jacked mine all the way up to the fastest possible speed because I am connected by LAN, and Google told me it's a fast connection, so I'm trying to do that. And what I'm learning from watching other people build 3D printers is that they forgot that 3D printing's been around for a while, and a lot of the things that you guys are doing now was already done. Like go to reprap.org, 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 and check out the Darwin. The Darwin looks a lot like the Raise Into. It's just a platform-based for lead screw thing that the platform drops on a gantry. So what's old is new again, and there's nothing new under the sun out there with 3D printing. It's just that we're getting better at it, and the information's getting out there faster, and that's what I like to do. So let's just make some 3D printer videos and stuff. How do you guys like the new set? Huh? How do you like the new set? I feel like I should have like a talk show host here with me, and we should sit here and we should talk over like 3D printed coffee mugs, and actually just talk about 3D printing. So is anybody out there in near the San Diego area would like to come and do a webcast, vlog, podcast with me? We would sit here and talk about 3D printing for a while and pick each other's brains and ask the big questions that 3D printing involves, because I think it's very important to know what this hobby is, because it's so crazy that if you don't have an idea of, if you can't explain it well to people, they're just going to call you a nerd and go on with their business. But I firmly believe that there's no hobby, no interest that, well, there's very few hobbies and very few interests that could not be assisted in some way beneficially with 3D printing. So I think it's good that we get out there and we get the word out, because we need to make this less scary for people, and so that we can have early adoption, get this into the home, get 3D printers up to speed, protect the open source project. Let's see what else we got here. Where is the mosaic? Ah, God, everybody wants a mosaic. All right, here we go. Ah. Here's the Mosiac. Okay, the Mosiac works and makes good stuff. It is so heavy. This thing is probably 25 pounds by itself. No, probably not. I'm just weak. But you can see this is how it comes out of the box. Big SD card there. External feed tube, that's the output. This is where the basically it's a step counter for the filament. Plugs in right there. That's the extent of the setup for that. Then you have to set this up near your machine, but not too close, but not too far away. And don't make it bend too much, but it's got to be firmly attached near the extruder. So it gets firmly attached, and the extruder's here, and the filament goes from this tube through this counter out this side. But this part right, oh, where'd it go? No. Okay. This magnet is what makes all of it work. If you do not have this stupid magnet, you will break your machine. It won't break, it just won't work. And what happened one time was that I pulled it off, and this part will flail around. It will flail around. You touch it on something, and then you pull it, and the magnet comes off. And then you're like, oh crap, where'd that magnet go? And you end up spending 40 minutes looking for a magnet that's attached to the back of your printer. But you got to have that magnet because that's how it detects that it's close to the machine. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Not easy to set up, not easy to calibrate. Kind of worth it though. Kind of worth it. If you are interested in seeing about one thing I did make, I took all my Mosiac stuff and I took it to a demonstration. But I did make a little dragon out of 4 colors. It took some time, made a lot of mistakes. But I did get it finally. The machine is tuned in for the CR10. This was the purge block that came off of it for the little dragon, little 4-color dragon. It is 100% solid. This thing is so heavy. I just kept it just a reminder, like, hey, get your machine back to tight. So I ordered an E3D hot end, genuine, V6, whatever, no big deal. And hopefully that melt pool would be smaller, meaning that I'll have faster purge. Faster purge for colors means that I'll have a more smaller purge block. All right, Lee 3D, good night. Jim Squirrel says you should keep that old Mario clip that made you one of those other videos in your intro. Keep the old Mario clip that you made was used on other videos. I can't remember what that one was. I think I did like a fast forward video thing way back in the day. I like that. That was fun. I need a new intro. I'm changing the channel name, so I need a whole new thing. Got a new follower from Print. My new channel name is going to be Print from SD 3D. So look out for that. It's going to be changing here soon. And I just wanted to do a kind of a chill hang. It's about 11 o'clock here in San Diego, and I got to be at work early. So I think we're going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys coming and hang out with me tonight. Drive safe. Let me know when you get home. I like you guys. You know, you hear YouTubers talk about, I love you guys, 1 million subscribers. And you're like, you don't love us, dude. You don't even know me. I think I like it better that I have so few active subscribers. That means like you guys are like a real neighborhood, like real community. I know people by name. I know some of the projects you're doing. I think the least subscribers you have, the more they matter to you. So unsubscribe if you're not here. Jim Squirrel says E3D rocks. Shorten your retraction. Oh, I will. The retraction will be very short. What are you guys making? I like to talk about 3D printed engine stuff. You guys doing anything like that? I want to build engines, like demonstration pieces. Jim Scroll says my retraction for my direct drive is 0.5 millimeters. Damn, Jim. That's a tiny retraction. That doesn't even count as retraction, does it? It's too late. I need to get off this thing. All right. I wish I could talk to you guys directly so I can hear you. I feel like people would talk more if I could physically hear you. Go to Discord. I think I'm on there. Maybe I can hear you guys sometime. I look very tan in this. Thank you. Lights. Where's my light switch? There it is. No mic. Is there a way for YouTubers to talk back? Hang on. So this is white. Whoa. Makeup, please. God dang. That's almost purple. That's just straight white. Let's see. This is yellow that I use. That looks cool. That's like very natural. Here's orange. Don't want to use orange. But yeah, this is the little ring light thing I created, but this is what it's like without it. I could get by with that, but I still like the yellow. Let's go on. Yellow. Just leave it like that. Okay. Let's see what Jim Squirrel did. He reverse engineered a washer for a pair of civilian night vision goggles. The client has yet to pick up to 50. He requested 50 and just never picked them up. Sell them. Sell them to his competitor. Sell them to his nemesis that makes night vision goggles. I'd do that for half the price. So some things I've worked on. I work in the local library on my base. And some things that I've helped them design is for an Oldsmobile, there was a window fairing, like for the window crank, and a little piece of plastic that it just was hidden behind. I helped them make that, and they said that that piece by itself cost like $200 for some reason because they can't find it anywhere. So that's what I think 3D printing is with helping old, like unfindable things or things that are hard to find and making them available to people. So that's cool that you did that, Jim. Jim at Justin 3D asked, have you done any electronic projects with 3D printing yet? I have not. I've seen it. We have conductive filament at the library. Conductive filament, kind of crazy voodoo. I like the idea of integrated circuits with dual extruders, and that's kind of the point. Something I wanted to do with the Mosiac was make integrated circuits using PLA as an insulator and then the conductive filament on the inside, and then you literally just put the battery in and the switch and screw in a light bulb or something. And nothing, no moving parts, no wires. That's really cool. Somebody smarter than me is going to have to build 3D printed objects that will work for that. Because I don't even know how many things I can plug into a power strip before it blows up. By the way, Jim, if you're smart on that, I've got a Wi-Fi enabled power strip. Okay, Google, turn on the foundry. Everything came on. How about that? But I don't know if I can print with all these things plugged into the same power strip. So you let me know, Jim. Can you do that? Okay, Google, shut it down. Okay, Google, turn off the foundry. Oh, it already. Thanks. You're the best. I have a love-hate relationship with my Google Home. Have you tried printing with nylon yet? No, I have not. I heard it has a very foul smell. I don't want to print in it. Yeah, I do have some though. I do have some nylon, yeah. But I'm gonna wait till I get the E3D hot end installed so that I can go step by step, super slow-mo, and print something in nylon. For me, like, you want to make the little knickknacks, the little cute things. That's fine, but if I'm gonna print in some exotic material, I want to make it really freaking cool. Like I want to build a shoe. I want to build a sandal out of nylon. That way I'm like, that's my sandal. Give it back. Or cell phone cases too, yeah. But they're cheap already. So what would you make out of nylon if you could make things out of nylon in your house? You tell me. Let's see. I'm always expanding my horizons on my YouTube channels and who I'm watching. Of course, there's like Angus, Tom, Joel. Top 3. RC Lifeon is one of my favorite because he just like has cool hobbies. And then there's like Press Reset, which is more like electronic skateboards, but he's got renting. But like, who's your favorite small YouTuber? And by small, I mean smaller than me. Smaller than 3,000 subs. If you got a friend, recommend him to me. I want to see his stuff. I helped out Lydia. I featured her on my channel before. And then Cindy Woo got her. I'm not saying it was my fault, but I'm saying like I did it first. And then Cindy Woo with like 13 million subscribers. She must have heard about her from somewhere. So I'm just saying. Like if you got a small YouTuber, I want to talk to them. Maybe like we'll work together. And I'm interested in meeting new people and seeing what their projects are. Chris from Chris's Basement. I know his channel is not called Chris's Basement, but his show is called Chris's Basement. He's killing it. He's fucking killing it, bro. I don't know how he does it. He's got plenty of space, plenty of time. His video production is like amazingly on point. Chris, if you're out there, good job, man. Like you're really doing good stuff. You got monetized so fast. So jealous. Okay. Let's see. Have you tried? Jim Scroll says, I've used a nylon bridge to print a cable guard for a portable MRI machine for a doctor that did mission trips. Cool. Do something important with it next time. Jim. Gears are good when it comes to nylon? Gears. Why would nylon gears be good? That doesn't make any sense. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Don't worry about that. Okay. I'm back. My phone was about to die. Okay, Jim, what were you saying? You want to make something for a doctor? Nylon bonds so well and such a low friction ratio, it makes a great bushing and perfect solution to protect those cables. Very interesting. I did learn something about 3D printing that kind of blew my mind. As 3D printers, owners and operators, we think that you got to print fast, hot, and then cool quickly to solidify the lower layer before you move on to the next layer, because then it won't be so, it will be too gooey, right? Then I read this letter from MIT, or this article about a thing from MIT, and they said, nope, you need to stay hot and fuse hot, meaning that the lower level needs to be as hot as the new layer being laid down. And this actually creates a better fusion, and it prints faster because you don't have to wait for it to cool off. So think about that. It makes sense when you think about it. It's not really fusing to the lower material, it's just sticking really well to the lower material. But if they're both hot, the top layer that's being laid down and the one right below it, if they're still so hot that they actually fuse, that is a solid layer instead of being stuck really well. So they're talking about atomic level or molecular level adhesion. So I think that's next for 3D printing. They call it like post-heating or something like that. Preheating, post-heating, the layer. So it'd go through, do its whole thing, and then right as it's laying down a new layer, there would be a nozzle just pin precision on the actual layer that it was actually about to lay down on, and heat it up so much that they would fuse at the molecular level, meaning that you can have thicker layers and they'd be stronger than the new stuff. Annealing is good for that, I thought. I don't know what that word is, and I don't appreciate your tone. Care to explain? Explain yourself, Jim. Or Justin 3D. Justins and Jims with your big words. Let me ask you guys this. Do you own a 3D printer, Justin 3D? Do you own a 3D printer? I'm waiting for your response. You own 4 printers. Please tell me which ones you own that are operational. I'm waiting. Jim, what 3D printers do you own? How is this possible? There we go. We're back. Hi, guys. Okay, so I'm waiting for it. 2 self-made, an ANET E10, I1, and an Ender 3. Okay. Okay, so what is annealing? I don't know what annealing is. Justin 3D's got lots of 3D printers. It sounds like he's pretty cool at that. I like that. You're my super nerd of the week, Justin. Good job. Since Jim decided not to answer. Let's see. And where'd you guys go? I lost you on my phone. So I think that's going to be it for tonight, guys. It's getting kind of late. I do like talking to you guys. I wish I could actually hear you. So hit me up in the comments after the video. Tell me, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what you guys like. I'm just going to do what I like, because that's gotten me super popular, and it's really hard to try to keep up with what other people like. So let's just hang out, and I'll make some cool videos. I'll be kind of snarky because I'm in that mood right now. But it's all from love. I do appreciate each one of you out there. Jim says 7 printers, 1 up, 2 Costals. Oh, I love Costals. Damn, dude, you got too many printers. Jim, just give them up, man. You got too much. You got too much. Just get rid of them. You don't need, like, you need like maybe 3. Maybe 3. You got too many printers, Jim. I'm sure I'm not the first one to tell you this. You got to do something else with these, man. You got to like put them all together like Voltron and like make them fight against other people with too many 3D printers, because this is getting kind of ridiculous. You got 7 printers. You got 1 up, which is super out of date and tiny and way too expensive. And then, don't they have proprietary software? You can't use it with anything else? Come on. 2 up. What's 2 up? Okay, second one's up, I think you mean. So 2 up minis, whatever they are. Costals are cool as hell. Prusa I2 converted to i3 boxed. Okay, that's it. I mean, Prusa's good to go. Folger Tech. I don't know what Does coffee, is that a coffee 3D printer? A Folger Tech? Folgers in your printer. Rep wrap. I like the rep wrap. Tricolor and a custom you're still working on. Folger Tech 5 is huge. I don't like your tone. Better fix that attitude, Jim. Anyway, it's kind of late for me. I'm going to hit the sack. I like talking to you guys. It's been a cool hangout. I'm just going to do more of these when I feel like it. I'm going to do a video on the voice activation. I'm going to do a video on upgrading the CR10. I'm going to be doing videos on upgrading the Zonestar and a review of the Zonestar. And then, what else do I got? Probably that's all on the horizon right now. So if you like building 3D printers, if you like seeing me fail, if you want to use me as a test dummy for all of your bad ideas, I'm game for that. Just, you know, go like buy me coffee or something. I think there's a link in one of my other videos. And send me a few bucks, man. Like, this stuff ain't free. It's expensive. Coffee's good, though. Jim Squirrel, final comments. 300 by 300, 400. I could print me a helmet. I got a CR10, Jim. I can print a helmet. I've made helmets. I've made many helmets. Thank you. I've made Iron Man helmets at the library with my CR10, and they're cool. I have a picture on my personal Instagram, Mr. John Ecker. Go check it out. Justin 3D says, have a good night. I'll leave a link for the LAR on Fusion 360 Learning. Awesome, dude. Our person, Ron Floyd. Welcome back, Ron. You just missed it, man. Come on. Where are you, Ron? It's almost midnight. No, it's almost 11:15. What are you doing? Why are you just now getting up, Ron? Are you still here? Ron, come back. Ronnie boy. Ronald? Man, Ronald's out there working, killing it, and we're out here just screwing off on Monday night. Okay, Ron, watch the whole thing. I talk too much. It's kind of funny, but, you know, I had a good time, and you need to be up to speed on the conversation when you get back. You don't want to be the only person out there that doesn't know what's going on, Ron. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. I will talk to you later. I appreciate your time. Put me in your subs. It doesn't really matter anymore on YouTube. But ring that bell. And see you next time, peoples. Stop streaming.